to turn up the audio. So there we
Ah,
go. So
thank you.
let's okay. So let's recap over what I just have said because I'm stupid with the audio here. So the Detroit Lions and Matthew Stafford have mutually agreed to part ways. A trade is forthcoming. Where do we see Matthew Stafford heading on a potential trade deal? As I will look up his contract to see what else he has left on his mega deal he signed a couple years back.
I'm really intrigued to see what Colton says.
I got the perfect team in mind. I kind of have two. I thought of one, and then last night I thought of the other. And I'm sitting like, why haven't I thought about this the whole time? The Colts. The Colts are the perfect fit. The Colts are kind of in a win now situation still with that defense. Bringing a quarterback to team up with Pittman and Ty Doyle, and then the running game with Marlon Max and McGunn. They have Naheem Hines, Jonathan Taylor. They need a quarterback. So what team comes to mind? The Colts for me. Another team is Atlanta. If they do decide to dump Matt Ryan, could see Stafford come in there and fill the void till they draft one or whatever they decide to do. Um, those are kind of the two teams I'm thinking of. I really can't think of another team. Chicago, but they sure as heck ain't trading them in division. So um, that's what I kind of think of. Like I'm thinking Indy. Like out front and center is Indy, and I really don't know another team that would be. I guess San Fran could be in the mix if they decide to cut ways with Jimmy G, because he can actually throw the ball with Stafford. Sure, but again, Stafford hasn't won much at all. He hasn't won any big games, so you're trading for a guy hoping he can win you big games, and he hasn't won big games at all. So it always seems to get those garbage points, and his numbers spike at the end with garbage time. So that's kind of the chance you're going to take with Stafford. I do like Stafford, though, to be honest. I think he's a gritty guy. Plays through a ton of injuries. He's a tough SOB. I don't know. I don't know what they do with him, to be honest. Like I said, first team I think comes to mind is the Colts. You can have San Fran in there, Chicago, but he sure as heck ain't getting traded in the division. Detroit is not biting that bullet twice a year.
So let me
So, so per the Athletic, because while you were talking, I got a notification from the Athletic, and it's an article that is Matt Stafford's best trade fits. And Colts, 49ers, so you nailed those two. Saints.
Ah, I did forget the Saints. Drew Brees is gone, but they don't have the money to take his contract. So
New
Yeah, right?
England.
the Saints make no sense
Nah.
there, money
I
wise.
I think New England's I think we're kind of over the whole one and done like it's just the temporary situation. I think after Cam, we're like,
I
not
mean, to
about
be
it.
honest, though, it might go that way for Bill. Honestly, New England actually isn't a bad idea because I don't think Bill's going to want to start fresh here with a young quarterback, and Bill ain't going to be here the next 6, 7 years.
Jimmy
Bill's probably
G. Jimmy
Bill's
G
going to
will
be
return.
Bill. I think Bill's probably got another 3 years in him, tops maybe. So this could be a nice little transition point for him with Stafford. But he doesn't fit the form of how they play. He's a
Yeah,
gunslinger, and that's not usually how it is there in New England. So
it could probably work,
oh, absolutely.
but
They'll make it work. It's Stafford. They'll make it work. But he's more of a gunslinger. So, but yeah, that thing with Cam didn't work out so well. So I think they'd rather play safe with a guy that can actually throw the ball in Stafford. So again, he's a tough guy too. So we know he can throw that ball in the cold. So
So his contract right now, he's guaranteed $0 right now. But if you do a post June 1st trade, the cap hit, well, the dead money would be 13 million, but they would save $20 million on a trade of that manner. But if you do which one, a trade pre the first, what, 19 million in dead cap, 14 million in freeing money, so they would end up losing $5 million in total, which is not a ridiculous sounding thing. So that would be kind of the situation going on there for Stafford and co. But
I
honestly, I think Denver. Why not Denver? His arm, he could honestly be Patrick Mahomes of Denver. I mean, listen, he has the second best arm in the NFL to Mahomes. He has he can sling the ball. Why not bring him up there in Denver with, a whole another quarterback carousel? Because Drew Locks basically hasn't really proven anything. He has some flashes of excellence, but other than that, he's kind of not there in
so
total.
how old is this Georgia man? How old is Stafford?
Stafford at the beginning of next season will be 33.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it if you're Denver. It's not. You're gonna be the third best team, even with him. I think the Chargers are gonna be better than you.
that is
Mahomes is
true.
clearly gonna be better than you.
That's
They got to
tough.
start fresh and get a young guy. Like they're screwed. They can't go for an older Stafford. Sure, gives them the best chance to win now, but you're still not going to win. You're going to be lucky if you get the wild card with this division, man. It's true. Look at the division. The Raiders are, somewhat competent. They're not, a Browns team in years past where you can just, all right, that's a win. Like, they're going to give you some fight there, the Raiders. So that division's loaded. And if they do get Stafford in Denver, that makes things very interesting for Denver. Absolutely. With Von Miller, Chubb on the other side, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Sutton. So, it would make things interesting. But he'd be the third best quarterback in the division, most likely, unless Herbert takes a big dip. So he'd be the third best. Honestly, you can possibly make a case for the fourth best quarterback. Derek Carr had sparks last season. So
Derek Carr's good.
So, you're going to have a case that he's the fourth best. The quarterback play in that division would be fantastic, and you can't keep him off TV. But I don't know, man. I think the team for it is the Colts. I think it's not even close, or San Fran. But San Fran's going to do something with Jimmy G.
So just to throw this in there on that article, a Washington football team writer kind of threw their hat in the ring on that one too. But
yeah, I wouldn't mind it. That'd make them interesting because quarterback play definitely caused them to lose games. Again, because that defense was so good, it won them games. Reminded me of Pittsburgh from last season with the quarterback play and the really great defense. They got Stafford. They'd probably be the best team going into the division next year, and I don't even think twice about it.
I mean, like, and
New York and
they don't even have like a quarterback of the future, so it's like,
yeah, why not? Draft someone. Sure, you want to draft the Trey Lance. By the time he's ready to go, Stafford will be probably on his way out, and you'll be good to go. So, I don't know. That is another interesting team is Washington, and I was also just thinking Dallas. Dallas could be in the mix for this. I don't see it happening because
if they had money, they'd have Dak.
Well, they don't have Dak isn't paid yet, so
yeah.
It could be really interesting. So that's another. Those are just hypotheticals. Those are teams like, yeah, it could happen. I just don't see it. Like I said, Colts are front and center. Rivers is out. You're gonna put Jacoby Brissett in. You're gonna draft the quarterback. I just think the best option is Stafford sitting there in the face, and they're not gonna have to give much up to get him. Like a third-round pick, fourth-round pick, probably.
I think that's all that's going to be needed because he does have 3 years left on his deal, and it is kind of a pretty heavy cap situation. His contract will end at the age of 25 at the end of 2023, but we'll see what happens there. I mean, to also mention there, the Dallas has to do something with Jalen Smith because he got that big extension this offseason and has just been a bust with that contract, letting up probably the most missed tackles and just the most coverage passes of anyone in the league. Because I know they're trying to do something with him in the coming season.
It's not pretty in Dallas. I mean, geez.
Worst defense. I mean, quarterback situation right now, you have no idea what you're doing.
After week 5, it's been nothing but a mess.
You have to deal with Zeke. You have to deal with the Dak situation, Andy Dalton situation, the defensive. Just it's a very bad situation going there in Dallas. But let's talk about something today. So history in the playoffs. So the last time we spoke, Jared Veldheer would have been the first ever player to be on 2 separate playoff rosters in the same playoff year. He started for the Colts in Buffalo a couple weeks back, and he was supposed to play for the Packers last Saturday against the Rams. But unfortunately, having COVID, he could not make that opportunity happen. But today, a situation will happen with Tramon Williams, the former Packer who was there from 2008 to 2014, had a stint from 2018 to 2019, returns after the Ravens cut him this week. He had 2 days of practice, and he will be making his playoff debut for the Green Bay Packers today in the frozen tundra against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, this is something to look out for, especially with, I mean, the Packers need everything they need to go against Tom Brady, who they generally need. I don't know what else to say with this, but, it's just a history-making moment, so it's the first ever player on 2 separate playoff rosters, so something good to really look forward to. But let's also look at this. So, Super Bowl week. Let's look at this in general. So the NFL has announced they're going to have at least 20,000 people in the stands in Tampa Bay, no matter who it is, if Tampa Bay is the home team or the away team in this matter, because they are the lowest seed remaining out of everyone in the playoffs. They have announced that they'll have 7,500 healthcare workers around the country who have had the COVID vaccine. But something to look out there, though.
NFL teams are, getting people from their general areas of where the NFL teams are located, paying for their flights, their Super Bowl tickets, hotel stays, so then they could be a part of this historic moment, which is the lowest record attending Super Bowl in history, probably dating all the way back to when NFL championships were first a thing on cornfields and wooden stands over back in the 20s and 30s. And also, Super Bowl week is now virtual, so instead of having, big crowds inside, convention centers basically talking about people, and, Marshawn Lynch is saying he's not talking to anyone, so he doesn't have to get fined. Teams will now be arriving 2 days before the game, which is how they used to do it way back in the pre-social media days. So something to look forward to there. What are you guys looking forward for the Super Bowl and all that?
Are they gonna have like media days still? But it's all gonna be
virtual media day.
That's disappointing, dude. The media days were cool always.
I'm gonna apply to get on media day. I want to try this out. throw in a hat or something.
Throw a monkey wrench in there. But yeah, they gotta adjust. It's a weird season. They've done great with it all season. So hats off to the NFL. They did a great job with this, and other than the money hit they took, they did a great job powering their way through this. And hey, hats off to the NFL. They got us content that we much needed during this crazy time, and it's a great job. And I think they're allowing healthcare workers in there also. I think there's like 3,700 or
7,500.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was over 7 healthcare workers for the Super Bowl, which was pretty sweet. So, hey, man, hats off to the NFL. They did a great job.
Yeah, I really like that. That's cool.
Let's talk about one more coaching thing before we get into our debate. Matt Patricia is returning to New England as a multi-faceted role. I think that's what I saw on there for the New England coaching staff. So that's something to be looking at. And then we have Josh here. Josh, hello.
This one.
Hi, guys.
What is up?
And there's Jacob making his return.
Sure.
My man is shot today. My man Jacob is
McDonald's iced coffee.
There you go.
My man.
I was gonna call on my way here, but I think I'm not supposed to meet and drive anymore. I think you guys stopped that.
Now that's a throwback and a half there. But let's talk about the debate right here. So of the 6 coaches that are now officially hired by NFL teams, which one is your favorite out of the general census of hirings? So we have, Urban Meyer that's in Jacksonville. We have Saleh who's in New York. We have Campbell who's in Detroit. We have the defensive coordinator from the Rams who went to the Chargers, which was a very iffy one to say the least. We got the Colts offensive coordinator who's a younger Doug Peterson now for the Eagles head coaching job. And then the 6th guy I am drawing a complete blank on. I am screwed here.
Anthony Lynn?
Anthony Lynn is, I believe,
Detroit.
Nah, he's the offensive coordinator up there.
Oh, he's not the head coach?
No, he's the offensive coordinator.
No, Anthony Lynn's the coach.
No, Anthony Lynn's the offensive coordinator. They hired Dan Campbell as the coach. Did you not hear him? Dan Campbell said he's going to be biting kneecaps off. Come on, that's historic.
Oh my gosh, that's right. What a weirdo, bro. That whole thing was just weird.
See?
Well, I was really going to say...
Stafford's smart. He didn't want to bite any kneecaps, so he wanted to get out of there as soon as possible.
I'm so excited for that. He deserves a much better team.
But out of all the coaching hires, which one is your personal favorite that you think could honestly succeed?
Saleh. It's not close. It's Robert Saleh. Jets hit a home run on this one. And the fact that Deshaun wanted him in Houston, the fact that he now wants to go to New York to get this guy. So, hats off to the Jets. I think they got the best coach. Yes, Deshaun Watson. Yes, I hate you and your made-up jersey back there.
Made-up jersey. It's authentic. Come on.
Yeah, there's a big space there, and it looks like there's a white one there. You did a really good job pasting over that one, Will. Jeez Louise, crazy guy. Yeah, I have to go with Saleh, and I don't think it's close, I think Urban's up there in age. Again, does Urban have probably the best job? Possibly. I think the Chargers job is the number 1 job, and scale of 1 to 5 or 6, he's the worst hire. So that was embarrassing for the Chargers. Again, not saying he's a bad coordinator. He led the number 1 defense, but it's kind of easy when you have a legit secondary led by Ramsey, John Johnson III, Hill for the other Hill on the other side with Ramsey, and then you got clearly Aaron Donald. So, and then Michael Brockers and those guys up front. It's kind of easy to succeed with that and look really, really good. They had the best job, Will. The Chargers had the best job. They could have sat here and interviewed every single person and picked the right guy. Not saying, again, this will work out just fine for them and they can do really well. I'd want to keep an offensive mind. And the fact that teams are already looking at the quarterback coach for the Chargers, that might be his guy. That he might lose his guy right there already. So it's kind of questionable too, because look how good Herbert was last season with this guy as his quarterback coach. He might be going to Pittsburgh, might be going to Miami. So they better keep their heads up there in LA, because I think they blew this one. I think they did, and Houston just decided that's
one thing I honestly forgot to ask you, Colton. How does it feel to have Dwayne Haskins on your roster now?
I'm actually quite happy, to be honest with you. I kind of said this for a while when I was on live with Steeler Nation after the game when they lost to the Browns. We were looking ahead to pretty much our all season where it's going to go, and I said I would not mind taking a cheap flyer on Dwayne Haskins. He was in a bad organization with a guy who didn't want him. Sure, he sure as heck didn't help himself, but he was never taught how to be a professional, to handle getting the big money, and being a face of a franchise. He was never taught how to do that with a bad organization. Sure, Ron Rivera came in, and we know how Ron Rivera runs things. He runs a clean, tight ship. But again, as I've said this whole time, same thing with Darnold, that's not his guy. That's not Joe Douglas's guy. He's got no ties to him. So it's rather easy for Ron Rivera to pull the plug and, I'm not dealing with Dwayne Haskins. So I'm happy as heck. It reminds me of what Jameis Winston there in New Orleans, going there in a stupid friendly team-friendly deal. And he gets to learn how to be a professional, and if the Steelers cut him, if he does stupid stuff off the field, that tells you enough. He's probably not getting back in the league. So if Ben comes back, he gets to learn from a Hall of Famer, a Hall of Fame coach most likely, and Mike Tomlin. And he's got a solid receiving core there. So, it's a cheap deal for the Steelers to possibly have their face of the franchise after Ben hangs it up next season or if he does this offseason. And I like it. I personally like it. I got some Steelers fans that are like mixed on it. I personally love the deal. It's a win-win. It's a high reward with a very low ceiling. So I love it, honestly.
I think as long as Big Ben stays at least just this season, I think it's a great decision. And honestly though, like, why not? No matter what, like, why not? You have nothing to lose in this decision. I mean, like, whatever. If you don't like him, cut him. No one has any expectations for him at this point. Why not?
That's how I feel on it. It's one of those things. He's young. He was a first-round talent. That tells you enough. Everyone was complaining when the Giants took Daniel Jones. They all wanted Dwayne Haskins as their guy. And right. Now all of a sudden, Dwayne Haskins is like, I don't want him. I don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. Why not? He's a first-round talent. I saw him throw the ball at Ohio State. The guy can throw the ball. So if he can learn how to be a professional and learn, a thing or two from Ben, he'll be just fine. So I think it's, again, high reward, low risk for the Steelers. And I don't get why people don't understand that. Like, what do you want to do? Go trade up and get a Zach Wilson or something? You have to give up first-round draft picks to go up and get a guy, this year or next year. So yeah, I think it's a great job for the Steelers. I've been calling for it. They did the deal. I'm happy. But, yeah, I think Robert Saleh is the best coaching hire so far, to get back on your question there.
Well, let's get back onto the topic here. So which of the coaching hires, which one is your personal favorite of the ones that were hired this offseason?
I mean, I like the Eagles. I like what happened there because obviously, they very, very much miss Frank Reich. So they kind of got, in a way, like a shade of him. And at least, the system that he was running over in the Colts. And I like the dude's resume anyway. I mean, I don't disagree with that choice whatsoever. I like that choice. I don't think out of all these guys it's the best. I agree with Colton, but I like that choice personally.
Josh, who do you have?
I'll just take Dan Campbell just for the fun joke. He's going to bust some guys' kneecaps. Who knows what's going to happen?
I mean, he could do something there. I mean, I need it.
Well, personally, I'm going to just go on the wagon here. I'm just going to go Robert Saleh because, hey, this man, a lot of people are praising him, and you don't get people to praise a coach, especially with how the Jets have been mismanaged over the last 10 years, because it's been 10 years or one day since they've had their last, playoff game. So you don't get that praise doing anything in this league, especially coming from the 49ers team, where they're just all praising Robert Saleh because he is the man. That's all I have to say on that. But which one is your worst? Which one do you just not like? Because there are some that just don't make any sense. I mean, we do have Leslie Frazier and Eric Bieniemy who are planning their coaching staffs for Houston because no one knows what's happening in Houston. They may go wild card it and just go Josh McCown as their head coach, but we don't know what's going to be happening there.
I don't know. The Chargers. I mean, like what Colton touched on it completely, and I mean it's just true.
Yeah, it's Brandon Staley. Again, nothing to this guy. He could go out there and they could be really good. But the fact that they had the best job and it wasn't close. The Chargers' job is the best job. You have a young franchise quarterback. You have a legit pieces on defense with Derwin James if he's healthy, Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, and their corners are legit. Chris Harris and oh my gosh, why am I forgetting their other corner? Verrett. Is it Verrett? I believe it's Verrett, right? Or am I Casey Hayward? Thank you. It took me 8
Jason
years.
Verrett was on the Chargers at one point.
He's on Sanford. He's on the 49ers is where he ended up last year with the banged up corners. So I don't know why I said Verrett. But so you got those guys defensively, which is great. Then you got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, Hunter Henry, and your face of the franchise, Justin Herbert. It is the best job. They decided to rush this hire for some reason. Take the guy right next door, Brandon Staley. Again, this could work out perfectly, and I look wrong. They had the best job available. It wasn't close, and they decided to rush this hire when I would have sure as heck loved to have Eric Bieniemy or the OC in Buffalo to lead Justin Herbert and to continue to have him grow to be even better than Mahomes. So you always want to have the first guy in the division, and clearly it's Mahomes. So if you can get an offensive mind to help Herbert get better and better, I don't see why in God's name you're taking the defensive coordinator from the Rams. I don't see it. I hated the hire. When we talked about it when the news first broke, I went nuts on it, and it's a mistake. Like, why are you doing that? It's a mistake. You have the best job available. You're not sitting here like the Texans, like, we got Deshaun Watson. That's it, folks. Come on down. Like, no. They have a franchise quarterback on a rookie deal. They have legit weapons on offense. They have weapons on the defense. It's the best job, and they rushed this, and they blew it, in my opinion.
Josh, how are you feeling on this?
I think that my worst hire will be Anthony Lynn as a coordinator and not a head coach somewhere, because I think the dude killed it with the Chargers this past season. I think he deserves the head coaching job. So the fact that he is just going on as a coordinator.
This past season, or like?
Are we
earlier?
watching the same season?
He just has to learn how to keep a lead.
Okay, he just has to learn how to keep a lead. Yeah, kind of what Jacob's saying. But I think that he, compared to what the Chargers have been, at least with Justin Herbert and a young quarterback and what he is, I think he did a damn good job, in my opinion. So I like him as a coach.
So Josh, what are you smoking there, buddy? Are you all right? You good? You want me to come out and get you a test, COVID test for you? You all right? You feeling well? You under the weather? He goes, oh my gosh, that's an awful take. Oh my God. I don't want this guy. No, he's an awful coach. That was the easiest.
That's not true.
Yes, it's absolutely true. He's awful. He's awful. He had a legit roster and couldn't do anything. Oh my God, he blew games out the rear. They should have been a playoff team if this guy could win.
If the games ended at halftime, they're 10-6.
Great. Ended at halftime. That means piss poor coaching lost them games, Josh. You want that as head coach?
No,
I sure as hell don't.
There was some poor playmaking as well from Justin Herbert in the late in the game, so I can't blame it all on that.
He's a rookie. He's a rookie. You don't want to make those mistakes when you have a run game. And honestly, when they lost Eckler, they were still able to run the ball with Joshua Kelly and Kalen Ballage. So don't.
Joshua Kelly's a stud. You're right.
Like, you can't blow games. You cannot, and they blew games. That's on the coach. That is on the coach.
I'll still take him as a head coach, though.
So you can take him on your crap.
Giants can have him.
I think
take him in yours.
No one else wants him.
I think the Eagles should have hired him instead.
Yeah, you would love to see that. You'd love to see more blown leads.
I would have loved to
I
see
get
it.
why you wanted to go to Philly. Like,
they would blow every lead in the halftime.
oh my god, I can't.
You'd have to have a lead to blow at halftime though for the Eagles.
Like, that's like Will saying the Jets were making the playoffs this offseason. I told him he was smoking the good stuff, and look who was right. You were smoking the good stuff.
Yeah,
Will.
that's why I got my New Jersey ready up there. That's what I got my New Jersey.
I
But
just can't, like, you just said that, Josh. Oh my gosh, Anthony Lynn was awful. Oh my god.
But looking, I mean, I'm not going to say right now it's bad, but I'm going to go like a couple years in the future. I'm going to say the worst hire of all these is Urban Meyer. Because, I mean, he's bringing all his college boys in, okay? There's not a whole lot of NFL experience there. I mean, college is just a different game than, what the NFL is producing at this very moment. But I just don't see Urban Meyer committing to the Jaguars in a full term. I feel like he will end up resigning at some point. He won't fulfill the entire contract. He won't get fired, but I think he won't resign because that's what he's done. You look at, when he left Utah to go to Florida after the 2010 season of Florida, he just ended up saying, "Oh, I'm retiring. I'm done with coaching." And then he goes to Ohio State, retires again as a one-time or two-time national champion for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But I say in general, I don't think he fulfills this contract. I see the Jaguars heading in the right direction, but not to the playoff direction, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I like Urban. Again, it's his first time in the NFL. Kind of late for that jump, I think. Yeah, and the coaching staff not having the experience is kind of interesting. I have to agree with you on that, Will. But to be fair, you're seeing a lot more of these quarterbacks hit in the NFL. Clearly Josh Rosen sticks out, but he was never given a legit shot. When you look at all these other quarterbacks, they're starting to hit. So that's telling you they're making that easy jump from the college level because you're seeing a lot of more action with these guys moving around, spread offense, so it's kind of starting to work for these guys. So we'll see if it works for Urban. Worst case, it doesn't work and his college guys don't work. They're getting canned. It's very simple. He's sticking what he's comfortable with, which I get, and I was sure as heck would do too. I would like some experience on that coaching staff. I know Wade Phillips wants to make a jump back into the league. So, if I were him, I'd give Wade a call, see it get another mind in there.
Wade's just he's 73. I mean, I think
I'm telling you, he tweeted out he's nuts. He's a weirdo. I saw it.
I mean, he is a weirdo. I mean, look, he's made the Broncos defense fantastic, the Rams defense fantastic. He's just such a great defensive-minded coach. But at 73, I don't think he should return to the league. That's just like Joe Paterno old.
Hey, man, that's not an awful idea, though, if you're Urban Meyer, taking a guy with the experience on. You don't have to give him the DC job, but bring him on as, like a kind of like a special assistant kind of thing where he's bouncing around, putting his input in, and has experience as a head coach. So, I can't disagree with you on that because I don't see Urban fully in this door here with Jacksonville.
And let's see what the fans are asking right now. So we got my boy Chiku in here. Which team do you think is going to win the whole season? But Chiku, the playoffs are currently underway right now, and there's 4 teams left. So I'm going to rearrange his question. Which team do you think is going to end up winning the Super Bowl of the 4 teams remaining?
We're not going to even... Okay, let's do this.
Well, I mean, I got the predictions.
Dang.
Well, you know what? Here, we'll hold this question off right now, okay? I mean, I don't have anything else in this... I mean, I'm just scrolling through right here. I haven't seen anything else. I got some other predictions and all that, but let's go to the predictions, and then we'll head off into the Super Bowl question right after that. So for the predictions right now, we have the 3:05 Eastern game. The Buccaneers of Tampa head off into the frozen tundra, the snowy, windy, cold Lambeau Field that is going to be taking place today with the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to ask for your prediction, and I want to ask, what's the over-under right now as my printer took a squat right now, but at least I remember the number here. So the over-under is changed to 53. So what are you guys taking as the winner and the over and under?
I'm going to go with the Packers for me. This is big-time experience coming in for Green Bay. Bunch of new guys, young guys in Tampa with Tom Brady, who clearly has a ton of experience in the playoffs. But these guys do not. They're not used to playing in the cold for starters. So I'm going to give the edge to Green Bay. They've gotten the run game going with 3 guys there with Dillon, Williams, and Jones. Rodgers, MVP, freaking season. I think it continues. I think he goes off. And that secondary for Tampa Bay struggles a little bit. So I got to roll with A.A. Ron. in the Green Bay Packers, folks, for me.
What are you taking the over and under on that? Are you taking the over 54 or the under 54?
I'm going to have to go over. I don't love it. I'm going to have to go over because I do at least seeing 25 points from Green Bay. So I see Green Bay putting up at least 25. So, and how bad does it get? I don't know. How close is it? I don't know. So I'm going to have to go over. Could it be under? Is there snow in the forecast?
It's going to be snowing. It's going to be windy. It's going to be the frozen tundra
of
Lambeau Field.
I'm going to go under. That's a big number then in this. I do think Green Bay does find a way to get up 20-something points. And again, I would not be surprised if this goes over. But because to be fair, both these guys have experience playing in the crappy snow, and they still throw the ball. Like, this isn't Brady's first rodeo. It's not like Winston's coming up from Florida to come throw the ball in the tundra. So Rodgers is throwing the ball in the cold. Brady's throwing the ball in the cold. So I see them both being okay. But I have to go under. I don't know what's going to go on here. I got my bets. I got my prop bets on.
I forgot the whole betting thing too. I skipped right over the betting because I'm going to make 2 ridiculous bets today and I already placed 1.
I just can't wait for football.
So you know what? I'm gonna announce my bet right now. Okay, so for the Packers,
this guy's cutting off every freaking.
I'm cutting because I have the little betting segment because I just want to put it out here because I am 0 and a billion on every bet. I have 1 win in DraftKings and that's about it.
Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GAMBLER if you do have a gambling addiction. But I am taking Rob Gronkowski, Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, and Ronald Jones anytime touchdown scorers today at 7,116 odds. So, there's that.
It's not the worst thing.
Listen, Gronk caught his first touchdown against the Packers in Week 6. I mean, and also Gronkowski came out and said they're going to win the AFC title game today. But, I think he forgot where he's playing and which conference.
Well, you're out here bouncing around questions. You ask one question, next minute, hold on, we're doing this now.
It's my ADHD. I apologize.
Bouncing all over today, my man.
Did he really say that he's going to win? Did that really happen?
We're going to win the AFC Championship today. And Devin White goes, we ain't in no AFC.
That's good. I love that.
Yeah, it's only Gronk, though. But, please, let's get back to this question. What do you got, Dom? Since my guy.
Yes.
All right, so.
I have thoughts all over my head right now.
I'm gonna take the other side. I'm gonna do it just to do it. We're gonna go Tampa Bay. We're gonna go. Brady's gonna keep these passes short. They're gonna succeed. Can we agree that both of these games today are rather toss-ups? Like, we could see every team winning the games.
This is the hardest week of predictions I'll ever have to face.
I think so.
I don't know, man.
It's not set in stone. It's just difficult.
You could be confident in your pick. You could be confident in your picks and whatnot, but I feel like you can see every team moving on. But nonetheless,
Buffalo scared me off here. So playoff. Buffalo's scared again. They're winning games though. Again, hats off to them. They're doing their job winning games, but it's just not like where it's like, I got confidence in Buffalo here. That's kind of where I'm at, I don't have a boatload of confidence in them where Kansas City was going to blow out the Browns if he doesn't get hurt. So it's like, oh, sure, it was close in the end because it was Chad Henne. But that's what kind of like it's not going to happen, man. That's what I told people. The Steelers or Kansas City was going to win because they weren't gift wrapping the Browns 5 turnovers. So, and guess what? They didn't. And Mahomes didn't. It was Henne that decided to throw one in the end zone for a pick. So, and why are you doing that? You were driving down the field. Why are you taking a shot there? So stupid. Like, why are you going to let this guy ruin the game? He almost did, but he won in the end. So, hats off to the Michigan man, Chad Henne. But
he was a beast too. He was a little bit of a beast in that game. It was pretty.
John Elway-esque against the Packers in the '97 Super Bowl, throwing his body on the line for that 3rd and long.
Yeah, that was wild.
I'm not getting it.
But Dom, what are you taking for the over/under on this? 53 is the magical number.
I'm gonna go with the over, but literally just 54, 55, just hardly over. But nonetheless, we're gonna go Tampa Bay. I think Gronk's gonna get the ball. I think there's gonna be some short pass plays that turn into some big plays for Brady. And it's tough. It's tough to pick against Green Bay. The fact that they have A.J. Dillon now rolling with these dudes is insane in these playoffs. and I think they're the favorite in this game. I think they have to be, but I'm just doing it to go against you guys right now. I mean, someone's got to do it, and I'm wearing the jersey, so let's go. And it'd be sick to have Tampa Bay playing Tampa Bay for the Super Bowl.
No, I'm tired of Tom Brady. I need to see him fail for once.
You cannot bet against Brady. You have to have learned that in all your time watching football, especially when the Steelers played them in the AFC title game on multiple occasions.
Don't remind me. We would have another Super Bowl if it wasn't for this freaking turkey out there in New England. So don't remind me. But yeah, you know who I think has a game? Chris Godwin, with no Antonio Brown. I think Godwin and Scotty Miller can have scary games. So I'm waiting for Scotty Miller's numbers here. If it's like 20 yards, I think I'm going to slam that over. And there's Jazz laughing. He knows that from last week. But, yeah, I have to look at that number, and I have Chris Godwin as an anytime touchdown scorer. If he just held on to the football, I would have gotten that last week, but he decided
it's okay. I could have won 1,000. But, Michael Thomas, Chris Godwin, and I believe Leonard Fournette all decided not to show up in the 6 o'clock hour. So.
Amen.
But Josh, who do you have? Let's get Jacob in this too, okay? Because we haven't heard from Jacob in quite a while. So, what are you guys taking for the Packers and Bucks game?
We'll let Jacob go first.
Okay, so basically, it's obviously the Green Bay Tampa Bay is kind of a toss up because you have two legendary guys, but I think that I don't know because you got Aaron Rodgers who's trying to prove himself after they draft. What's his name again? I don't even know.
Jordan Love.
And he's obviously been killing it. So, anyway, but it's hard to go up against Tom Brady, really. But I don't know. With there being snow, it's hard to – I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Tampa because you don't go against Tom Brady. You don't. And the playoffs, specifically the playoffs. You just can't. So that's why I'm choosing them. The Kansas City-Buffalo game, if, Patrick Mahomes wasn't possibly slightly concussed – I'd say Kansas City, but I want Buffalo to win, so I'm saying Buffalo. I think they want it more. I think they want it more, just because they haven't been in so long, obviously. So and they've never won because they choke 4 times in a row.
What are you taking the over under for 53 for the Green Bay game?
With it being snow, I was gonna take the over. I was just like Colton, but I'm under with the snow that I did not know about. So
they're playing in Buffalo.
And then I don't know what's the over-under for.
The over-under is 54.5 for Kansas City's game. Let me get a live look at the weather forecast right now.
I'm gonna take the over on that.
You look at the forecast. I'm gonna talk.
Meteorologist Will.
I proclaim myself as Al Roker a little bit. Okay, the snow's ending right now.
The snow's ending.
The snow is ending. It'll be
snow on the field.
The snow in Green Bay is ending?
The snow is Green Bay is ending.
Oh shit, this might change my fucking prediction, Will. You can't give me like that. If the snow is ending and there's no snow on the field, I might take Tom Brady and the Bucks. If there's snow on the field and they're not used to it because they're used to being in Tampa where it's 80 degrees every day, I think it's Aaron Rodgers going to take it all day because I think Aaron Rodgers has a lot more to fight for as well when it comes to both these quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers wants to prove himself and get another Super Bowl ring, where Tom Brady's just going for number 7. Obviously, he's still trying to get number 7 and just break more records because why not? But I think it's Aaron Rodgers' game to lose. I think the running game for Green Bay could win him this game pretty easily.
And the over under for you?
And I'll take the under if it's snowing. I'll take the over if it's not.
For me, I'm going to give you this whole little spiel right now, okay? Which I'm currently forgetting because, I am Will. But I want to take Tom Brady because Tom Brady is the greatest cold weather quarterback there's ever been. The most touchdowns in a single quarter by that man in the snow nonetheless against the Tennessee Titans in 2009. But what's holding me back is 51 other men on that team have never probably played in snow before. So that's holding me back right there. And you have, Brady's also the most winningest quarterback of all time. The Packers are trying to tie New England with the most playoff wins of all time with 36 today, if they do in fact win. So that's the toss-up right there. But I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go what I said on Colton and I's show the other day. But I'm going to take the Packers, and I will take the over. I said there's going to be a lot of touchdown passes going on in this game, and I think it might be best game the NFC will have this entire year. personally. I'll take the over on it in a heartbeat. And now, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, the Buffalo Bills will travel to the Kansas City Chiefs for the third, right? Yeah, Andy Reid's third consecutive AFC title game that he'll be having. The most since Andy Reid when he was on the Eagles from 2002 to 2004. So what are you guys taking in this game, as it's the top two best young quarterbacks in the AFC has to provide at this very moment?
Well, I'm going to roll with Kansas City, even though my bet rolls Kansas City. I'd love to see Buffalo win this one. I just want to see mayhem in Buffalo, to be honest with you. But yeah, I got to roll with Kansas City, man. It's just that defense looked great last week. They did. They looked really good. I have to roll with Kansas City. I really do. I have to roll with them. They're getting Mahomes back. We all knew he was going to freaking be playing this week. Are you kidding me? So grab that money when it was early, sitting there with the spread. So thank you. I'm taking Kansas City, and I'm taking the over. It's going to be a lot of points. Kansas City wins this game.
Will said his name, and I'm taking Andy Reid. I'm 100% taking Andy Reid. There's not a chance that Andy Reid loses this game to me. I think that this is not a game. This just isn't a game that Andy Reid loses. That's it. I mean, we could talk about Kansas City and all the talent on their team because it is stacked and their defense has been playing genuinely well. But Andy Reid's the deciding factor for me 100%. I don't think he loses this game to the Bills.
What are you guys taking down there? Well, I forgot to say the over-under is 54.5.
Over.
Yeah, over.
Yeah, I'm 100% taking the over. Jacob's kind of, spoiler alert, already said his pick for
Yeah,
this
I
game.
didn't realize that we were.
But I think Kansas City could win it, but I really just want to see some crazy shit happen in Buffalo.
Bro, could you imagine the fans in Buffalo?
That's what I'm saying. Bills Mafia
Table
will just go
shortage in
insane.
Buffalo.
They donated 300. They donated 300,000 when they lost. Imagine what they do, or when they beat Baltimore. Imagine what they do when they beat Kansas City. I'm just saying the city's gonna go bonkers. So I would love to see Buffalo win. I think they can do it. I think it's definitely very possible with Josh Allen. But we'll see how it goes. I'll take the over for sure. And I'm going to pull for Buffalo just because to see somebody else do it and a team that's never won a Super Bowl and to get there, go for it.
He can't make mistakes. That's the thing. If they win this game, Josh Allen cannot turn the ball over. He can't. If he does, they're going to lose. He cannot turn the ball over. He's got to go pretty much point for point, which he very well can. He's got the receivers to do. He's getting a healthy John Brown back. Played pretty decently last week. Cole Beasley really wasn't involved. He's kind of been banged up. I kind of expect a bigger role for Cole Beasley today. Problem is they have no run game. That is a problem in Buffalo. We hammered Pittsburgh for it all season. Buffalo has no run game is part of the problem here. They can't stay balanced. Josh Allen's going to have to get involved in the run game. Problem is Honey Badger's on the other side. They got to keep him healthy up front. They got to keep Jones out of the way and Clark out of the way. They'll have a shot. But he can't turn the ball over. If he turns the ball over, it's easy money for Kansas City.
I'm going to take Kansas City. I'm going to take the easy over there, as I'll make a parlay later on when I'm fully trying to process what I want to do for that game, because I can't do it right now because I'm trying to process what I actually did pull off for this Packers game at this very moment. But let's go back to the one question here. Who do you guys see winning the Super Bowl? And I just want to say this. I made the Super Bowl prediction. I'll be Tampa Bay and Kansas City, and it's actually surprising how deep this run has actually been that I might honestly be right for a Super Bowl for once. But what do you guys, out of these four teams, who do you guys see, winning it all?
I'm going to roll with Green Bay. I've said for the longest time, the past probably like month and a half, AFC's winning this thing, and it's not close. I'm turning my mind with the way Green Bay's playing. Green Bay has the run game. Green Bay has the passing game. They have the defense that is figuring it out. They're taking away the run game now, which they could not do last season. So I got to roll with Green Bay. I thought the Bakhtiari injury going into the playoffs would have hurt them a lot. Knock on wood on one jinx any Packer fans here. It's kind of they've been fine over there at left tackle. And I got to roll with the hot hand right now, Mr. MVP, Mr. A.A. Ron. I got to roll with Rodgers and the Packers, man. I think they get it done, honestly. Hats off to them. I think they get it done. See what happens today.
I think if Green Bay makes the Super Bowl, I'm 100% on Green Bay about winning. Otherwise, Kansas City.
What are you guys taking for your Super Bowl winning predictions?
Like I said before, I would love.
Like he said.
I would love to see Buffalo. But if they make it in Green Bay or Tampa Bay, obviously whichever one of them.
Yeah, so they're gonna lose. That's what you're saying.
I could see the other team winning it a lot more than I could see Buffalo winning it. So I think
if the NFC makes it to the Super Bowl.
But if the Chiefs,
the Buccaneers are playing as the AFC team. Gronk has already announced that, though.
No, if the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, the Chiefs can win it easy, I think. But if the Bills make it, it's going to be the NFC winning. So Green Bay wins if Buffalo makes it. Kansas City wins if they make it.
So I don't understand that point though. That makes zero sense.
So if a team makes the Super Bowl, they're going to win. This is Josh's opinion. They're dumbed down a lot.
Yeah, like it makes no sense here. Like if Kansas City makes it,
no one
Kansas
wins.
City
Everyone gets a
Kansas City will win
participation
either way.
award.
Correct.
Like what is
They're
this,
gonna beat
Josh?
whoever's in their way.
Josh, this makes zero. So you're telling me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're telling me Buffalo can beat Kansas City.
Yes.
But Buffalo's just going to get there and forget that they were there. Buffalo's going to be hung over and forget that.
If Buffalo can get
beat
to
the
Kansas
best team
City,
in your opinion.
No, if Buffalo can
Josh,
beat Kansas City, then they're losing to Green Bay.
Oh my gosh, this guy's out here like
you don't understand how that's not logical.
I gave Josh a little bit of what I have, Colton, on
Josh
some weeks.
Josh is off his rocker today. Like what? You okay? Like that makes zero sense.
I'm good.
So Buffalo beat no. Buffalo beats the best team in Kansas City. You say gets the Super Bowl and loses to a team that's not as good as Kansas City. What?
I know Green Bay. I don't think Green Bay's worse than Kansas City by that far.
Well, you just said it doesn't matter. Kansas City beats whoever in the NFC. That makes.
Well, I think because Kansas City beats Buffalo, they're winning the game. They're winning the Super Bowl.
Okay, so if Buffalo beats them, you're telling me they can't win. What?
Correct. Just watch me be right. If Buffalo goes, they're losing. If
You
Kansas City
said
goes,
all
they're winning.
four
Watch it.
teams.
I'm just gonna help
Right, no
Josh.
matter what.
You know what? Everyone gets a Super Bowl trophy. Everyone gets every team gets a Super Bowl parade except the Jets because no one wants the Jets having a Super Bowl
I'm gonna
parade.
help
Okay.
Josh's
Will, quit bringing
situation.
up the Jets for no reason.
I'm gonna help Josh.
Okay, yeah, if the Eagles decide not to bench everyone, the Giants wouldn't have made the playoffs. They should have, beat Philadelphia instead of blowing a 19-point lead on a
That's true.
Thursday night.
If they didn't tank in second half of a game, we wouldn't be bringing this up right now, Will.
Josh is
Jake,
just
go ahead,
salty
Will.
on that still.
Jacob's fighting for me.
It's been like
I mean,
4
not really.
weeks.
Not really. Listen. I want to help Josh's case, so I'll say maybe it's just a matchup thing. But
Thanks, Jacob.
anyway, so I think I want to say Green Bay and Kansas City make it. And I think that's just an insane Super Bowl game, and I think it would be a great Super Bowl if they both made it. I do think Green Bay would beat Buffalo, and I think Kansas City would beat Tampa if those two teams were to make it. But a Buffalo and Tampa game, I think I'm going Tom Brady. But no, I think Green Bay wins it. I think Green Bay, but it's I'm gonna say.
But
I don't
also,
know.
I just want to say this Super Bowl, the matchup after these conference championships. One side, you got these Hall of Famers. They're already in. When they retire, they're going to get in the Hall of Fame. And the other side has the potential to be. I mean, the Super Bowl matchup is going to be the best of those two quarterbacks. It's going to be a great Super Bowl matchup either way.
I'm gonna go with my prediction.
Give me Green Bay.
I'm gonna still stick out with my prediction I made week 1, which is still somehow correct. The Tampa Bay and Kansas City go into the Super Bowl, and then Tampa Bay somehow pulls off the miraculous win, and Tampa, and we're gonna see the City of Champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Rays, who did not win the World Series, but they made it there all the way to the very end, Game 6. But I mean, they might have the Toronto Raptors win a championship. Well, no, they're not. The Raptors suck in Tampa Bay, but I'm gonna be sticking with that. I'm gonna Tampa Bay and Kansas City, which makes my prediction obsolete at this very moment. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that rounds out the show. So I'm gonna let everyone talk about what they got plans moving forward with all their shows and all that stuff. So, gentlemen, whoever wants to go first, you can take the floor. I'll give you the screen time.
All right, so
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right. Yeah, you go ahead, Dom.
So in hockey right now, me and Jake are in like full season form, and we're just gonna start dropping episodes every week. We're gonna be talking about teams, And we're taking a team from each division in hockey, and we're talking about them every single week. So, yeah, we're just talking about the NHL. That's it. We're just here every week, full season form.
I'm going to go ahead and hop in next. I've said it every week for the past, I don't know now, month maybe.
Joshua's iPhone.
And, yeah, I just got a FaceTime call. I don't know what the hell would have happened. I've said it for the past month probably about Talk Show U coming out with episodes soon, guests soon. I'm trying to get the guest on soon. We're going to come out with the episode soon to recap the entire season, the bowl season, the championship game, pretty much that we haven't covered yet. And there's a ton of recruiting as well that Jacob's excited to go over. So we'll see how that goes as well. But should be coming out this week. I've said it for the last 3 weeks, but hopefully we crack down on ourselves and get it done this week, right, Jacob?
Yeah, hopefully. Recruiting should be fun. There's been a lot of recruiting. Hasn't been going our team's way, but that's okay. A lot. The number one quarterback just committed for 2020. It's a lot. A lot of recruiting. That's a lot.
A lot of recruiting to cover. So hopefully we get that episode out this week for you guys, and they can follow it all there. So,
Colin, what do you got?
Still in the works. Got some shows probably in the upcoming future. Possibly got a basketball podcast coming out, NBA in full swing. So I think I'm in the mix of getting an NBA show. So be on the lookout for that. Probably talk about that more Tuesday if that is going to be a full swing. So got some shows coming out possibly in the future. Point guard Javar Reynolds from Seton Hall. Elijah McAllister, SEC, the rusher from Vanderbilt, possibly in the future. And much more, trying to get some more exciting stuff going for you to top Lee Steinberg, probably trying to get, got to say, we'll see. We got some stuff in the mix. I got to pull some strings and see if we can pull something off here.
In the Play Extra podcast, we're going to be releasing some football Jeopardy, to say the least, coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll have everyone on here eventually make their turn on there as somehow we're going to make this work. Sports Jeopardy every single week with, off-season content. We don't know how that's going to go, but still wrapping out stuff every single week for the Play Extra podcast by Colton and I. But that, ladies and gentlemen, rounds out our show. You can follow all these fantastic shows on their respective social media pages. And hey, let's get these championship games